We got a long weekend coming. What's my computer doing? What the fuck? Weekend? I guess that's the way to put it, is a fucking long weekend. My work schedule is like weird. I only work like 3 days a week. And I work Friday, or Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So today I'm working because it's Thursday. But I don't work until 5:30. And then I get off at like midnight. So it's going to be a late day. And then I work from like 11:30 to midnight on Fridays. Usually later, probably. And then like 11 to 10 on Saturdays. So I'm about to do all this shit, and it's awful. And I was just sitting there doing my shit, and I was like, man, I gotta like record something before I go to work, because later tonight I'm gonna be tired as fuck, and it's gonna be awful as fuck. And tomorrow I'm probably just gonna have to suck it up and stay up late and go record and edit at the same time, because I'll probably edit tonight, but it's just so much easier if I don't also have to record. So I'm gonna try to only do that to myself one of my 2 late nights, because I guess I only have 2 late nights, Thursdays and Friday nights. Also, my hair just looks awful. It's just, I don't like this hair, and I biked, so it ruined it. And I'm sure you don't understand, because well, it's kind of ridiculous, my standards for my hair, but basically it's ruined, okay? And that's all you need to know. All you need to know. Working is dumb in our society. Everybody thinks that you have to work. That's just the standard, is that you work to make your way. Not a bad standard to have. It's around for a good reason. But that's not how it works. It would be a mistake. Well, it wouldn't be a mistake. It would just be inaccurate to say that you have to work to get by. Working's great. It's just that working is the standard way of making money. The world is powered by money. Always has been. And it's annoying. I wish people valued other things, I guess. People value work, but the only reason they value work is because of the money. Like when I was living with my parents, didn't have to pay rent, they fed me. They wanted me to get a job for some reason. If I got that job while I was living with my parents, I would continue to eat. I would continue to not have to pay rent. I wouldn't have to pay for anything. I'd just be saving money at that point. I don't necessarily need the money, but somehow they think I have to work. It just shows that what they value is money. Like, sure, money's great, but it's not about just doing whatever you can to make money. That's what it feels like when people are telling you have to get a job. It doesn't matter what. My mom's like, oh, this place is hiring. It's like, well, I don't know if I want to work there. It's like, well, it's a job. You know, is all you value money? You can act like what you value is work. But the only reason you value work is because work gives money. That's the only reason anyone has ever valued work. You know, I've learned something from watching this show that I watch called Vikings. You might have heard of it. It's a pretty good one. I watch, and all these people believe in their gods and their religion. There's Christians in it too. And I just think it gives me a little bit of perspective. It's like these people blindly believe that they have to sacrifice 9 people every 9 years to survive. Which is not true in any way, because nobody does that anymore anywhere on the planet for the most part. Overall, it's not a standard at all. I mean, it doesn't really make any sense, but these people believe it anyways. People will believe the systems laid in place without questioning it. And our world is more logical and less ridiculous than that, but it's still the same thing. There are still things that we believe we have to do to get by. They believed they had to make sacrifices to get by. They didn't at all, but that's what they believed. We believe we have to work to get by. It's a little bit more logical, because working makes you money, but it's not the work that gets you by. It's the money that gets you by. And I mean, even money is structured, laid in place by the government, by that structures our society, that runs it. And you know, the government ideally here is powered by us, so it's a great system, and the money is important, and it's good that it's that way. Though you could argue that our government is corrupt. But even so, you know, even at that level, you don't need the money per se. You know, you just need to live and feel as though you're alright. I think people blindly follow systems laid in place too much. It's annoying, though I guess it's important that people do that because it helps society work. But it's annoying when I see stuff and I'm like, well, it's not about working, it's about money. And working is one fantastic standard way of making money. It's annoying when people say, no, you just have to work. You just have to work to be working. That's called being ignorant. And when everyone around you insists on ignorance, cockily just telling you that you're wrong or that this is what you have to do, and you're just sitting there and you're just like, that's not how it works. That's like base level. There are like different levels of motivation or something in psychology that somebody came up with one time. That, you know, psychology is mostly bullshit too, because it's not necessarily scientific. In terms of what exactly is going on in the brain. It has been tested and stuff, so there's some standards that do apply, but most of it is categorizations. But it's like, there's simple levels of like, you do things because you're afraid. You know, you follow the law because you fear the consequences. And then you could go further, you could say, you follow the law because you know it helps the world be a better place. You know why the law is there, and you know that it's better to follow it to make sure that that law does its job. Which way is a better way of thinking of it? Well, I mean, they both work, but ideally you'd want people to follow the law because they know that it helps society work better. It's as simple as people who are ignorant and people who aren't. And I feel that there are too many people who are ignorant. So I mean, I guess, I don't know why I'm talking about this. It makes me look like a cocky dick, I guess. But apparently that's what this vlog is. So, I'm a firm believer that working isn't what's important. Money is what's important in our society, which sounds bad, but that's just how it is. And, you know, working is a fantastic way to make money, and it works really well for a lot of people. It worked really well for anyone, to be honest. Anyone can get by very well by working. You know, or working, which encompasses a lot of things. But I just don't think people understand the concept of money. I think people just think of it as work. They don't think of it as money. They think of it as they just have to work. And then there's also money that comes along with it. You know, but you work for the money. That's just how it works. Now, I guess if you truly enjoy what you do, then it is like the money just comes along with it because you do it because you want to do it. But in that case, you're still not doing it for the base fear factor of, oh no, you just have to work because that's how society works. No, you're doing it because you want to do it. You know, and I think that's way better. Okay, fuck. You know what? I sound like a dick. I sound like whatever. It's the truth. Money is very important, and you work for the money. Working is a great way to make money, and you know, there are other ways to make money. Alright, whatever, fuck. I came up with a topic last minute, like I always do. And it got very philosophical, like it always does. And is it gonna help anyone at all? Maybe not. Is it gonna make me look like a dick? Maybe, probably. But whatever, you know, that's it. I've recorded for 15 minutes, which is a lot longer than I normally record. So, I'm done now. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.